Welcome back to the DYNAMO Show. I am your host, James Erdt, and wow, we are having an amazing show. We've had two really fantastic guests, and we're going to keep it going with Parmida Barez.
Hi, how are you?
Hello,
nice seeing you. Thank you for having me.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
I mean, it's been this recent explosion of social media madness with you all over the internet, winning the DYNAMO Speaker Talent Search. So
Thank you.
Kudos to you. You blew it out of the water.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you, I gotta say, because I know how hard it is to, one, step up and speak like that, but two, to do it with such conviction. You've planted your flag, and I'm an admirer of that. I love people that just not only use their voice, but also use their story. And I know that you have a story, and I would love for you to maybe share a little bit. There's a lot of young viewers that watch this, especially young female entrepreneurs. Care to share a little bit about what you went through to kind of get to the Parmida today?
Sure. You know, it's a mixture of different things. First off, I'm very fortunate to have a family that has always been very supportive of my dreams, and who have always emphasized this idea of gender equality, of equality amongst races, different socioeconomic backgrounds. So I've always felt that confidence to be able to go forward because of that. And also, over the years, this sense of urgency within myself, that I feel that the world is ready for change, that people are ready for change, that they're ready for the evolution of self, right? And I think it was Martin Luther King that said that our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter.
Yes.
And that is very important to me.
True.
And that confidence and that courage comes from me being able to be a voice maybe for people who don't have a voice, or people who don't feel empowered enough to do that. Right? Or people who come from different struggles. I myself, I know you know from this speech, I've had ups and downs with anxiety in my past, with depression, with panic attacks, a father who battled with cancer, moving out at a very young age to find my independence. A string of, toxic relationships, bad habits. I literally had to retrain myself, reprogram my behaviors in order to reconnect with my highest and most purposeful self, and essentially take myself apart and put myself back together in a more beautiful, more selective, more serving to self way.
I love it, serving the self. I mean, a lot of people talk about serving others all the time, but we sometimes forget about serving ourselves.
I do.
I have what's called a 5 F word system: food, fitness, family, finances, and fun. Right? Really taking care of yourself with the life balance aspect, so you can actually serve your circle of influence, your network, the community, and eventually the world.
So true.
So what are you doing in regards to serving the world right now?
Wow, what am I not doing? No, I'm kidding.
It's true. You're
I know people always tell me,
multi-talented.
Parmida, you're such a jack of all trades, and I say, heck yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I think there's this stigma around being a jack of all trades.
Yes.
And I think that, humans are meant to be multifaceted. We are meant, a lot of the game changers and great philosophers in history were not only scientists, but they were artists. They were also philosophers. They were doctors. They had so many different things that they had passions about. And I always tell people, go get it. It's okay. You're allowed to be all those things. You don't have to. I think society wants to define you and put you in this box in order for it to be okay, right? The rule book. And I tell people, you know what? You can drive to work in the morning, listen to classical, and rap on your way home. Yeah. You can wear that conservative outfit and then wear your little black dress at nighttime. I always encourage people to really explore. And it's not, as great as it is to be really good at one thing, it's also okay to be really good at a lot of things, or knowing a little bit about everything. I think breadth is just as important as depth of experience. And sorry, going back to your question, I think that it's a time for people to really step up, and it's a time for people to look in the mirror and, take responsibility for their own, frailty, for their own Achilles heels, and know that, and to label that. And once you do that, there's so much more power. And it's very true about the fact that, when you go on an airplane, they always tell you, put on your own oxygen mask before you help anybody else, right? So and it's so true because we have to get ourselves together. And right now, I'm writing a book and sharing about essentially.
What's the book called?
It's called, well, I can't give that away yet.
Not yet?
Yeah, not
What's
yet. Not yet. Basically, it's, in a nutshell, 25 lessons that I've learned up to this point in my life to help navigate through my life in a more peaceful, higher perspective. I feel like I've been lucky enough to acquire certain tools and ideas and wisdoms that I feel is my moral responsibility to give back. And I feel like if someone can take something away from that to really help them transform their life in some way, then I've done my duty.
Made it all worthwhile.
Yeah. made it all worthwhile.
Yeah.
You know?
What gives you the courage and strength to share the way you do? Because you're so passionate. When you're on stage, when we saw you speaking, you just delivered with such conviction. What gives you the courage to do that?
I'd have to say that my spirituality.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Good
think
answer.
that divine source, that intelligence, that, connection to self. I've done a lot of soul searching, so to speak. I mean, I put myself in 10, 12-day silent meditation retreats where there's nothing but just you meditating. I think introspection leads to growth. That's very important.
Yes.
That's a key thing. That's another thing I talk about in the book, right?
Yeah.
Because to know yourself and know who you really are. I mean, we look at ourselves in the mirror every day. We look in our own eyes. But do you really know that energy that's staring back at you behind those eyes, With all the distractions in this day and age, social media, I mean, celebrities, gossip, news, global crises, it's very easy to, right? Exactly. It's very easy to not only get distracted, but to lose your direction, to lose your reason why you even started in the first place, right? And to lose hope, right? So I tell people all the time, literally, motivation is a daily ritual.
Yes.
You have to keep that up all the time. It's like eating and sleeping and breathing.
Yeah.
You have to keep continuing to inspire yourself every single day.
Now, has there been any life-altering, situations that has, happened along Parmida's life journey that maybe shaped you who you are today?
There has been a lot. I think for me, and I talk a little bit about this in the book, when I was 19, and I said that in my speech as well, I dealt with severe anxiety disorder.
Yes, you did.
And it's something that I've overcome, and I'm very happy, and I've helped a lot of people along the way. Thank you.
You.
And I think it's something that's so prevalent.
Yeah.
Especially I've worked with the youth. I've been a part of an organization called, I'm actually on the board of directors of an organization called the Excellency in Literacy Foundation.
Excellency in Literacy?
Excellence in Literacy Foundation.
Very good.
Yeah, and they help to strive end illiteracy, poverty, and they provide free literacy materials, life skills materials.
Is that a Canadian organization?
It is, yeah. And to help marginalized youth, homeless youth, refugees, people coming from low-income families, right? And I think it's important to give back. That's very important. And in order to, that also makes you feel better about your mission and your goal, to be on the front lines and see what's going on, right, in there. And I spent a lot of time tutoring and mentoring, and that really gave me perspective on that. And I found that even the youth anxiety is so prevalent.
It is.
So prevalent. Little children already, right?
Yeah.
And I had to essentially get back up on my feet. And I remember I wrote a list. And I used to be, overachiever, straight A's.
You used to be.
No, but I meant before the onset of that condition. Long time ago, yeah. Before all of this. And I just became, it was at a place where I literally had to start from scratch.
Yeah.
I literally had to start from scratch, but that was so important because I tell people all the time,
it's okay.
Anxiety is a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? People are always so confused when I say that, and I tell them it's a blessing in disguise because you now have a chance to remold and remodel yourself.
It's true.
And if you break an arm, you see it, it's broken, you understand it. But when you feel like your mind is broken, that's so intangible. It's so hard. But I think the strongest people are the people who are able to overcome their mind and take power and control of that. And from there, I did it, I overcame it, and everything has kind of just been upwards ever since then.
Where do you see Parmida in 10 years?
Speaking to large audiences, hopefully a few books in the works, coaching, and just hopefully maybe even starting my own charitable organization.
Nice.
Yeah.
Care to share a little bit about that? What's
Again,
that
in
like?
the works.
If it was a vision of who you want to serve?
You know what? I really have a passion, and again, I went to Teachers College, and the youth.
Good.
It's always about empowering the youth. To me, I think that, they're the future.
They are.
Essentially, and I know it's hard to get sidetracked and get distracted, especially, again, in this era. And so...
Let's continue this story after our short
commercial break. Let's do it. Thank you. Thanks.
We're going to be right back with Parmida Barez. This is James Erdt, the host of the DYNAMO Show, and you see a lot of synergies between a lot of my guests. Many of them are serving youth in big ways, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that when we come back with Parmida. Welcome back to the DYNAMO Show. I am your host, James Erdt, the Chief Architect of WOW for DYNAMO Entrepreneur, where we talk to experts, leaders who are really making a difference, game changers, movers, shakers, doers, and do we have one here today? She is multi-skilled, she is multi-talented. They say she is the jack of all trades, like myself. However, she works smart, and we're going to get into that. Now, working smart versus working hard, okay? How do you do it? How do you get so many things done? Because I know you're really dabbling in a bunch of stuff, but you're doing well in all of them.
Thank you. You know what? It is definitely, I would say, a balance between, you have to sacrifice some things. Okay, it's very important that you're gonna have to sacrifice some things.
Yes.
There's gonna be some parties you're gonna have to say no to.
Yes.
That's for sure, right?
Yeah.
There's gonna be times that a part of you tells you and is pulling you to do certain things, but you know that you should probably sit down and write that book or write that one chapter.
Yes.
It really is organization. You know, putting in work every single day, even if it's this much. It was so funny because I actually was walking in Central Park in New York a little while back with a friend of mine, and we were discussing things about, you know, the book and other things were going on, and this concept of stepping up to the plate every single day, even when you don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Right? And he was saying,
just do it.
Just do it. He was saying, Parm, you know, even if you swing and you don't hit, it doesn't matter. Why? Because let's say one day you open up that laptop and you just write a whole bunch of gibberish. Maybe you needed to let that gibberish out before you get to the goods.
Yeah.
Right? Either way, you're still working towards it. And I always tell people, whether it's just going to the gym to stretch, not even doing your full workout, but just getting yourself out there, being in the environment of the gym and stretching. Whether it's making it to that appointment on time, right? And these are little things I think
Making it habitual.
Make it habitual, and that's so important, right? Because it only takes a little bit of time before you get into the habit of something, right? But the most important thing I think is that it's much easier to break a habit than to build it and hold on to. And you have to hold on really tightly to the good habits that
good ones
that you make for yourself,
you know,
right?
Because some of the undesirable ones go a little bit, and people.
And they do.
You know,
That's
as we
very
elevate,
true,
you know, I'm sure you're experiencing a lot of this. People kind of just fall off.
They do.
You know, we elevate our frequency, especially as light workers and movers and shakers and doers and game changers. People that eventually become famous for good things, that utilize that power for good stuff, like yourself. You know, just like take for example, like this book that you're writing. You just think about the people you're going to inspire. Let's say, you know, you were talking to a group of individuals. Let's say those young entrepreneurs again. Would you care to share maybe 3 nuggets of the 25? Maybe the ones that come top of mind.
I will. Okay. Number one, I think for me, and this goes back to health. I think. Okay. Celebrate the small victories.
Yeah.
Okay. Because this is so important. I know the youth of today, especially with social media, oh, this 25-year-old became a bajillionaire overnight, okay? Yeah. Like, and there's always this pressure of go, 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 one thing after another. But if you don't take time out for yourself to be like, hey, I did this. It's okay. Give myself a pat on the back today. Yeah. You're allowed to do that. And that was one of my issues for a while. I was just going, one thing after another. And then,
what do you do to pat yourself on the back? How do you celebrate?
You know what? For me, it's about spending time with my family.
Yeah.
It really is.
What did you do after you won the DYNAMO Speaker Talent?
I was hanging out with my friends and my family. Yeah. We went out. Just really had some good food, you know. Talked, had a good time. And that's another thing. And this goes back to another chapter in the book, having a support system that keeps you in line. Because, of course, we have to be self-accountable. That's for sure. But, you know, surrounding yourself with people who are going to give you that nudge when you're falling off track. Who tell you, hey,
good people.
This isn't your best self. This isn't your higher self. So having a good few honest people around you to kind of keep you in line, you know, or give you that phone call.
No. You know?
Yeah, and see, that's a big difference. There's so many yes men and yes women, and that's not what you need.
Yes.
You need people to like shake you up and be like, this is not the Parmida, that's her highest self. Like, I know you can do better than this, right? And that's so important. Another one that I have is being aware of your environment and your space and because, you know, it's energy, it really is. And I was saying this in my speech, even the music you listen to, it affects how you act, how you think, how you talk. Sure. What are you reading? What are you watching? You know, what are you doing? You have to hold yourself accountable to these. These are very important questions.
They are.
Because then you fall into certain negative patterns and, you know, a few months down the line, you're like, who am I?
Yeah.
No, it seriously happens, right? Yeah. And it's so important. Like, I think there was a period of my time, and I know when I'll fall off, I'll catch myself, where there'll be a period of time where I'll stop watching certain videos or motivational or inspirational things that I know that I should be watching on a daily ritual to keep myself in check, right? But once you let yourself fall off for too long, that's when it becomes dangerous. Right? You got to keep yourself continually
like a ball,
in check.
You put it in motion. It's easier to keep the ball in motion than it is to start that ball again.
Right?
So
keep those little organizational habits, those little inspirational videos, those little readings that you want to do. Very important to keep you inspired.
Parmida? Is there any motivational speaking stars or authors, movie stars?
I'm so excited you're asking this. Okay. God rest his soul, Dr. Wayne Dyer.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Power of Intention.
I've been able to meet, that book changed my life. I'm very lucky to say that I was able to meet him on a few occasions, talk to him. And that power of intention, that triggered and catapulted me into where I am spiritually. That was the first thing. That was the inception. Power of intention. Watching that 2-hour video. I didn't read it actually.
The Shift?
I did. I watched that movie. It was beautiful.
That movie, I actually stop, go. I wrote every single word of the movie, and I actually have it on my phone. I recite the entire thing over and over and over again. That's the most profound work of his that I've come across.
It's literally a game changer. And I think, and we were talking about.
All excited about Wayne.
I know. I'm like, oh my God, you talk about Wayne all day long. I love him. And honestly, I channel him all the time. And I think the foreword to my book is.
Nice.
It's for him. I know.
Oh, that's so cool. That's
I know.
Really, really cool.
And I think one of the things that stood out to me, and I actually have it tattooed. Okay, this is how I got started into getting off that anxiety and everything and moving forward to the successful place that I am now. He told me about this mantra called "How may I serve?"
How may I serve?
How may I serve?
Okay.
And not only, I think I practiced that through meditation a lot, and because I was lost, I didn't know what I was doing, I didn't know what I was going to do after I graduate from university. Like, where am I going? What's my mission? I have no idea. The same thing that a lot of youth go through, like changing majors. Oh my God, what's going on? And he said, repeat this to yourself over and over for a period of time, especially 5 minutes before bed, because that's when your mind is, open and receptive to making those subconscious changes, right?
Yes.
And I swear to you, I'm not kidding. 2 weeks, I every night before bed, over and over, just how may I serve? And remember, when you're saying the word how may I serve, you're almost asking the universe, how may I serve? But it in response, it replies back, how may I serve you? So it's almost like serving yourself, right? But it's like, I needed to know, what did I come here to do? What is the point what's the gift? Please tell me. And by the way, I had no music in my life at that point. And I have a music cure now. I have 2 music videos, and I've been able to work with a lot of different artists and songwrite and sing and find my voice through music, because that's another channel to be able to speak.
I got my first song coming out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
I kind of retired from, business to really become a full-time philanthropist about 6 months ago, and I thought, how am I going to get through to these kids? Hip hop.
Yes, and honestly, and that's another way. Actually, a lot of my music has an undertone of hip hop, and it's because it's popular music and it's mainstream music, and it has
Kids
so much vibe. It's amazing. We love it, right?
Good positive vibe.
Positive vibe, right?
Hip-hop too.
And that's the thing, and that's the trajectory. I feel like artists in the past, not in hip hop specifically, but like Nina Simone, for example, they advocated, and music is such a powerful tool and way, such a platform to be able to really speak and reach people and cross borders and nationalities and really get into people's hearts and souls. So that's why I do that, because it's another way, rather than public speaking, but through music to get there. But this How May I Serve, I kid you not, I did that for 2 weeks, and I had a dream. Okay, out of the blue. Listen, no music in my life, no board of directors, no charities, no teachers college, nothing. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah. And I have this dream, and it was the most vivid dream I've ever had in my entire life. And I got up and I was like, I gotta write a song. I've never written a song before. Just like that. No idea how to write a song.
Just like that.
Just no idea. I researched all night programs to make beats, because I don't play instruments. What am I doing, right? Nice. And I kid you not, a week after, I had 12 songs. 12 songs. Oh. And then a little bit after that, they called me from LA. I put one demo out on YouTube. They called me from LA. Do you want to do a show out here? Yeah. I was like, okay. Started doing meetings. One after another. Got a phone call. Hey, do you want to come help us out in this organization? Did all this volunteering. Suddenly, out of 4,000 people, got accepted to Teachers College.
Nice.
Out of the blue. Just one by one after another. And it's the mantra. It's how may I serve, when you find out how you can be of service.
Parmida, thank you so much for
Thank
coming on the
you.
show today.
Thank you.
You are an attractor factor,
Thank you.
and you're doing some really big things, and I commend you on your win again for the Dynamo Speaker Talent Search, and I'm sure there's going to be big things ahead for you.
Thanks, I hope so. Thank you for making it all possible.
Parmida, Barez, everyone, this is the Dynamo Show. I am James Erdt. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you on episode 21.